awesome, but SharePlay unfortunately is not working. Multiplayer will be coming in May, so here you go, guys. Alright, this is the Create an Empire screen. First thing you get to do is build your empire. You get to design how your empire fits ethic-wise and appearance-wise. So let's start with just this cool-looking blue guy. We can give a random name. Rin. Actually, I'm going to change the appearance. I've used that appearance too much. Let's go with... There's all sorts of interesting ones. You've got a few basic humanoids. Humans, what is obviously a ripoff of Klingons. A couple random blue-looking ones, and what is obviously a ripoff of Spock. You know, God, I can't believe I'm spacing on their name. Vulcans. Alright, and then you also have all sorts of mammalian options. There's all sorts of cool options on what your species will look like. That one's kind of cool. And there's some... let's finish looking at the mammalian options. It's kind of a platypus-looking guy. Ugh, that's ugly. That one's kind of cool. We've got reptilian options. Looks like a crocodile. Some sort of... That's kind of cool. I want to do that one. Let's see. Frog-looking people. Whatever the hell that is. Some sort of dragon or something? Let's see. I've played this one before. Kind of looks like a tree to me, but whatever. That's still pretty cool. Avians. Avians are probably my personal favorite. Some of these are pretty ugly, but some of them are pretty cool. Like this one right here. It's pretty cool. That one just looks weird. That one's kind of cool. That one looks pretty cheesy. When I play Avian, I usually pick from one of these ones here, one of these two, or yeah, one of these two for sure. Then we've got anthropods. So we've got like all sorts of insect-looking things. Is that some sort of snake or something? I don't know. Snakes aren't really anthropods, but I don't know what that is. Well, that looks like something out of a messed up sci-fi movie. Let's see. Giant cockroach, of course. You gotta have a giant cockroach. Mollusks. So it's fungal. All sorts of interesting options here. Oh, where was it? There was one that looks kind of like the Ood from Doctor Who. A couple of these kind of look like the Ood. And then, of course, fungoids. Oh, this one down here is pretty weird. It's like a mammalian that was infected with some sort of fungoid that must have taken over its body before it emerged to the space age or the interstellar age. Giant shrooms. Alright, I am going to do... I'm thinking... I'm going to do one of these frog-looking guys. Let's go that one. He's pretty creepy looking. I've never played with that appearance. Let's see what kind of names they randomly suggest. Well, these are some weird names. Let's go with something short and sweet and to the point. Deary. Alright, Deary or Deerians. Then you can choose what your ships will use for the randomly generated names. So if we're going to be, I think this is reptilians, there should be some reptilian options. Reptilians. You don't have to use reptilians, you can use, I like the bird ones, which is right. The avian, obviously, not mammalians. Here we go. So like my fleet names are like murder of crew or murder of lar. You know, just like a large amount of crows is called a murder of crows, plural of crows, or a flock. Let's see what we got for reptilians. Ravenous star hunters, void stalkers, battle groups. Star Hunters. Let's go with, it's gonna be boring. I'm gonna go with battle groups. Alright, so here you can pick your racial traits. This will affect how your species plays in the universe. You have increased food production, increased energy production, mineral production. Those are kind of the three main resources. And then of course there's research, so you got to develop more advanced technologies. There's three different categories of science. There's engineering, physics, and society. This gives you a boost in all three, 10%. Or you can do a 15% boost in one of them. And I can pick a few of these, so I could double dip. I could do intelligence and one of these. But that would be 3 points, then I'd have to take a negative. So there's some negative options down here, like slow breeders, slow learners, weak, sedentary, solitary. If you're going to play a species that you don't plan on doing a whole lot of diplomacy with, repugnant is a good option because it just impacts the influence, or the opinion from other species, I think. I don't know, I don't usually play that one, because I usually like to be social. I'm going to play a xenophile empire today, so that means they like aliens a lot. So I want super long lifespans for my leaders. The reason for that is the longer they live, the higher level they'll get, and the more effective they'll be. Actually, let's just do fast learners then, because that's quick learners. That's basically, it'll mean I'll level up quicker. My leaders, so my scientists, my admirals, my governors. So we'll do quick learners. Still got one more point. I want to do engineering, because I want to have kind of a robot empire. Like, I want to have a robot subspecies that works for my empire. And engineering is the tech that unlocks robots. I played this a lot, otherwise I wouldn't know that. I think I'll just leave it with probably these two. But if I wanted to, I could take one of these negatives, so I could pick up another positive. There's a few negatives that aren't, like, really that bad of a deal. So, deviance, that can make it difficult to maintain control of your empire. What was the, solitary? They get agitated in crowded conditions. I think I'll just leave them for now. Alright, of course you can choose male or female for your species. You can choose what kind of clothing they look like they're wearing, and the colors. And then the rooms. That's kind of cool. And I'm just going to randomly generate the name again. Triangle. Alright, homeworld name. Let's see if there's any good random names. Hydrax. That sounds like something a frog person would grow up on. And let's go with a super wet environment. Or do we want a tropical? Yeah, let's go with tropical. Seems like a better environment for frogs. Not that it really matters. It's just, you could be a frog living in a desert, and it's not really going to hurt you. It's just this is the type of planet you'll want to try to colonize them. So I'm going to go with tropical. You can choose what your cities will look like. And this is mostly cosmetic. It is all cosmetic, this section. Let's see. Just go to reptilian. Alright, now I want to be a fanatic xenophile. So that means I absolutely love aliens. I also want AIs. So we gotta be a materialist if we want to grant them AI rights. We don't have to grant them AI rights. I'm going to, though. Down the road. Technocracy. That would be useful, so that increases the options that you have for researching. These are your civics. This is like the stats of your. This is like the traits, but of your empire instead of your species. These you can. I think you can change some of this by reforming your government. I've never really needed to, because I usually go in with the government I like. Some of these are grayed out because I don't have the right options. So like you can't have slaver guilds if you don't have some degree of authoritarian, which is these right here. Which which is fine. I don't usually like to have slaves anyway. We'll go with... So influence is super useful, especially in this version of Stellaris. I don't know if they're going to change it as they update it. I know the PC version, I think it's a little bit less important. It's still important, but it's not as important. So the console edition, though, is a few versions behind the PC. Honestly, I like this version more anyway than the version that's running on PlayStation. So that could be useful, having an additional core sector systems. This will all make sense when you see me play, but basically you get so many planets that you can directly control, and there's different things you can do to increase that amount. And if you exceed that, then your economy kind of takes a hit until you separate them into sectors. And basically, once they're assigned to a sector besides the main sector, you can't directly control the planet anymore. It's still yours, but you'll assign a government and specify, like, focus on energy, focus on food, focus on science, and then they kind of do their own thing. I usually like to try to maintain control of all my sectors because I'm a micromanager when it comes to these kind of games. But I really should learn how to use sectors better. I'm pretty sure I just don't know how to use them. So I'm going to go with Technocracy, increase my research options, and... let's go with an increase in influence, so cutthroat policies, or politics. Alright, then you can usually change the type of government you'll use, depending on what traits you picked, what ethics and what civics. So I'm going to go with rational consensus. Yeah. Election every 10 years. It's actually kind of nice because then it gives you a good way to get lots of influence. You usually get assignments when you hire a new, or when a new leader is elected. And if you complete those assignments in 10 years, you'll get a big influence, one-time boost, which is useful for expanding your empire, for sure. Let's just, yeah, you know, we'll keep this. This looks kind of cool. This is for my empire name and flag. Diri Confederacy, and Dirians, in green, nice spiral earths on the left there. Alright, starting weapons. There's 3 different types of main weapons. Missile weapons are kind of good against everything, but not as good. Energy weapons, short range, effective against armor. Projectiles. Ooh, those chew through shields. You run into a lot of shields early on, at least if from just random, not other empires, but other things that you might have to fight. So I think I'm going to go with projectiles, because that'll be useful. Once I haven't done projectiles recently. I like the avian ships too. So, and again, this is cosmetic. Doesn't really matter what you pick. So there's my empire. Okay. I'm going to play it in Ironman mode down here, which means you can't save and load from a previous save. It's always... weak is not a problem. Oh, yeah, sorry, I didn't even see somebody was on here. Great. Yeah, weak is, if you're having robots do a lot of your mining, I guess weak doesn't matter that much, because it affects how much, and he's talking about, so if we go back here, he's talking about the traits here. So weak is one of the negatives, right here. It decreases your minerals. And army. Army isn't really that important if you're not like engaged in a lot of combat and taking over enemy space. I'm gonna have robots doing my mining, so he's probably right. I could probably take this weak negative. Yeah, let's do that. And then we'll grab another positive. So let's go charismatic so that it's easier for me to influence other empires. Alright. Proceeding. Yes. Alright. Playing in Ironman mode. I usually like cranking up my habitable empires, but maybe I'll drop that down to the standard, which is 1. Or habitable worlds, 1x. You know, I played a few different types, trying to decide what I wanted to stream. And I think spiral is definitely my favorite, because the other two, elliptical and ring, it's really easy for your empire to get kind of cut off by other neighboring empires. Then you're kind of stuck in your little corner, unless if they're your allies, you can just go right through them. So we'll go with spiral. We'll leave the rest of the settings alone. Or repeat. Thanks for joining. Alright, so it generated, since I didn't put in a bio, it generated a nice little bio for me. In the eons since the first primitive Diri communities took shape in the dense jungles of Hydrax, our civilization has spread and prospered. Alas, our ancestors were victims of ignorance and superstition in earlier eras. Sounds familiar. This dark period in our history lasted until science and rationality were firmly established as the guiding principles of our society. A new democratic system of government was introduced where important decisions were made by consensus. Now, after the discovery of the hyperlane network, the finest minds of Diri Confederacy have finished developing the first hyperdrives. The stars themselves are finally within our grasps. Alright, so you start in just one little solar system. This is your home solar system. It hasn't been surveyed. You know, I kind of feel like they should make it so this whole first system is just already surveyed. Because, I mean, let's face it, when you're stuck in like one solar system, and you don't have interstellar travel, all you've got is the local planets to explore, so why wouldn't you? So basically, what I did just now is I selected my science ship over here on the right, and then I can tell it to survey the entire system. Right now it's paused, so it's not actually going, but once that system's been surveyed, I should be able to build some mining outposts with my construction ship, maybe some science research labs, and we also need to specify what we want to start for research. So, alright, let's go with research speed, because I like being able to get new text as quick as possible. And, biolab, that'll allow me to improve how much society I'm getting from my my research stations, or my research labs on my planets. And we're going down the robot path, so we want powered exoskeletons, because that's going to lead to the robotic path, which will eventually allow me to get robots. Alright, so now that I've got those selected, we'll toggle out. So this is my little corner of the galaxy. If you zoom out, you see you're part of a much larger galaxy, all of which you can explore and encounter all sorts of interesting things. Fight off enemies. We've got a few solar systems, looks like just 3 solar systems. Oh, 2 solar systems that are within my borders right off the bat. So that could hurt, but I do see one of these has a little green circle, or a green planet next to it, which means there's probably a good habitable world there. So let's go ahead and unpause it, get things rolling. Alright, so I unpaused it. My science ship is flying around, surveying everything, starting with the sun. It's going to take a few minutes. So let's just kind of look around while we're waiting, see if there's any good choke points we want to try to secure. I mean, I could cut off a good chunk of... So I think I'm in a spiral. So it depends on how greedy I want to be, how much space do I really need. Keeping in mind, the bigger the space I decide to take, the more it's going to cost in influence. Right now you can see my resources up here at the top. I've got my energy credits. Those are going to be useful for just general maintenance and maintaining of things that you build and ships that you build. I've got my minerals. Those are useful for expanding your empire, building new ships. Your food, that's for your population, obviously. Your influence, that's useful for determining how much you can expand. There's different things you can do to increase your influence along the way, but to start you don't really get a whole lot, and you can burn through it pretty quick if you're not careful. Unity, that's used to, as time progresses, you accumulate unity, and then you can spend it on designing how your empire how you want to play your empire. So there's different categories, like you can focus on prosperity, which will make it easier to get minerals, discovery, which will make it easier to get research points, harmony, makes a happier population, expansion, that's one of those ways you can increase your core sector systems, domination and supremacy, all about war. Well, supremacy is about war, border range, it looks like, for the adopt effect, but I'm pretty sure they're both all about war. Diplomacy, and that's if you want to try to found a federation down the road. And we've also got our research, those 3 researches right here, physics, society, and engineering. And this is how many planets that I can control, or not planets, solar systems, without exceeding my limit. Now you can exceed your limit, it's just going to cost more to maintain it, so it's not ideal. And this is the same kind of mechanic for your spaceships, your warships. So I have just this starter battle fleet right here. Right here it's pretty weak, 3 little ships. I can look at the actual specs of the ships from here. Oop, that's from here. So I've got just 3 small mass drivers, 2 small fusion drivers. And those will work for now, but really they're gonna die real quick when I get into my first conflict. That's like not even enough to take on some pirates. So I really should build some more ships. But I really want to get more tech first, because those are some pretty weak ships. So right now, I'm kind of focusing on these 3 things, but once these are researched, there might be some other options to get better guns, better armor, better shields, better computers to put into my ship, and then I'll be a lot more effective. Alright. So it looks like the science ship has finished, not with the whole solar system, but with some of it. So you see that you found some minerals on this little moon here. Barren world. No modifiers or anything. It's a pretty barren world, but it's got 2 minerals on it. So what I can do is I can take my construction ship, and I'm selecting with the panel over here on the right, but really that ship is just kind of sitting right here for now until I give it some commands. It's a cool looking ship. Alright, anyway, we're gonna take this construction ship. Tell them to build a mining station right there. And it looks like they found some possible engineering research, a good place to set up a research station for engineering. So what that little gear means is engineering. Now usually with a democratic system where you're electing new people every 10 years, you get assigned some sort of mission from each new leader, and if you finish that mission you'll get you'll get a ton of influence. So right now it looks like my ship finished surveying the system, but we'll come back to that in a second. So I just paused it with triangle so I can show you this other thing. Orbital research mandate. Right here is what the leader of my empire wants me to do. They want me to build 4 research stations, and that'll help with influence points. So what I'm going to do, once he's done building that mining station, I'm just going to head on over here, press square to chain the order, and we'll tell him to build a research station as well once he's done with what he's working on right now. And we'll just pop out here, take that science ship that just finished, and we're going to send him right next door. Survey that system that looks like I might be able to colonize it. Right there. Nice tropical world. Know nothing about it though. There could be all sorts of crazy life forms there. So my science ship will discover. Alright, let's unpause it. Triangle. Hello, welcome to my broadcast. It's a little bit of waiting early on as your ships start to scout and to kind of put together your plans. Let's, while we're waiting, we're going to hop into the ship designer. So in this ship designer on the left hand side, you can design your spaceship. Something completed. Oh, my scientist leveled up. Alright, so you can design your spaceships. This is just the built-in one that came pre-generated. Usually if you go down to autocomplete, it'll add things if you have things that you can add. But you can kind of click on these individual ones and just see what options you have. I don't really need another fusion reactor. If you look... Oh, artifacts from an ancient civilization. Okay, so we'll come back to the ship designer here in a moment. So that spaceship, the science ship that I sent next door to survey that system, found something that looks like it was from ancient aliens. Held sway over this region of the galaxy. Six-limbed mammalians. Oh, it looks like they might have been wiped out by some sort of plague called the Jorvian pox. Find out more about that.
Situation log updated.
So that's right in here. Science ship. Okay, so there's nothing for me to research yet. They just found evidence of them. But as my science ship goes around, they'll find more evidence of that ancient precursor civilization, and then I can learn more about them and get all sorts of cool features and stuff from them. Usually get like some tech or some sort of interesting plot items. It's all randomly generated, so it's different every time you play. Well, almost every time. Let's see. Alright, so looks like the scientists in that science ship found life on one of the planets. So if we look at that planet, it's probably not advanced life, but yep, it's the tropical planet. They're talking about these dangerous wildlife right here. So that's the first sign that my civilization has ever encountered that there's life elsewhere in the system, in the galaxy. A huge breakthrough if it happened on Earth. It's a huge breakthrough in this game. Well, yeah. Anyway. Alright.
Anomaly found.
Alright, so as your scientist goes around, they'll find anomalies, things that you can research in more detail. It looks like this is one right here, signs of an activity by the ancient precursor civilization. So that's that same one that we found signs on earlier. We're just going to select research. That means as soon as my scientist is done with what he's working on right now, he'll head on over there, research it, and then he'll finish surveying the system afterwards.
Construction complete.
Should get some interesting something from that. Okay, my construction ship completed the research station back in our home solar system. Is there anything else that I can build here? It looks like there's still some mines. So there's some mines there and some mines there. 2 minerals. It's not really worth it for the energy cost because every single time I build one of these, it lowers. It costs upkeep. So right now I'm down to +1 energy, and really we're going to need that energy. So we're going to leave them be for now. Someday we'll come back and set up mines there. Ooh, this planet was homeworld of the Jorga, subjugated client species of the Irisian Concordat. Mollusk species was on the verge of achieving spaceflight when the Irisians discovered them. They were conquered after a lengthy military campaign. So now that's something you can do if you ever find planets that are on the verge of space travel. You can peacefully observe them, or you can send down troops and enslave them. It's up to you on how you want to play your empire. But that's this one right here. So we're gonna take this science ship, and we're just gonna chain up. Oh, doesn't look like he has high enough level for it, so he's got to level up. Right now he's only level 2. Once he reaches level 3, we'll have to come back and research the Jorgians and see what happened. Nothing really that we can do there. I really need to build some more research stations. Still need 3, and I've only got 3 years to do it. I need
System survey complete.
to be surveying quicker, so I'm going to build another science ship. This is taking too long for me to find places that I can set up research stations. There's a whole lot left for me to explore in my territory. I may not meet this first objective for research stations.
Construction complete.
Alright, I got myself another science ship. Hire us a leader, a scientist. They all have different benefits. We're going to go with increased experience. They level up quicker. And we'll just send them on out Let's go survey this planet. Oh, it looks like I might have found another green planet here, which means high habitability for my particular species. That's awesome. Finding 2 right away. And I finally have enough unity up here to adopt a tradition. I'm just going to pause it. Well, actually, we'll let it run because we're still waiting on things. Oh, you know what? It looks like we still have 8 years before that research mandate is up, not 3. I'm misreading the calendar down there. So we got plenty of time. So I think I kind of want to do Harmony just because I never do it. And there's this utopian dream trait that you can get down the road for Paradise Dome, which sounds pretty dope. So let's do Harmony. Oh, there we go. We got some research station. There's some research options.
Research complete.
Alright, so I finished researching a tech over on the left here. So now I can select a new one. And so far I haven't found a whole lot of planets. There's a few options here. One of them's terraforming. Usually I would jump at that, but honestly I haven't found a whole lot of planets in my territory that I can't just colonize right off the bat. I mean, there's a couple, but so I think I'll leave that for now. Could use better farms.
Anomaly found.
Yeah, let's go with better farms, just because it's that little DNA symbol, which will make it easier for me to research other DNA type techs. Also, I'll probably need those farms if I'm going to colonize these 2 habitable planets. Alright, I really should build a larger navy, or a larger fleet, just because sooner or later I'm going to run into something. 96 strength is just not enough to do anything besides maybe some scouting. Alright, oh, what's this? A microsingularity recently passed through Gemma, or VA. It's right through its core. Whoa. Caused any permanent damage, but has altered the energy output of the planetary core slightly in a way that... Great. So that means we can do some physics research there too. So we're gonna grab this science ship and we'll have the... Ah, dang, it's one of the planets that I wanted to colonize. That's probably okay. But sometimes some weird things can happen if you colonize a planet. Are you serious? Another 3rd green one? I thought I reduced habitable planets to 1. I wonder if that reverted when I went back and changed those settings. It might have. I'm not gonna complain.
Construction complete.
To build some research stations. What was the other one? There is a physics research up here too. Oh, this one's 3. Yeah, let's get that one. Oh, this is the one that I got that notice on. Yep, microsingularity passed through the core of the planet. Okay, phew. For a moment there, I thought it was saying it was this one,
complete.
which I'm hoping to colonize. Oh, that's a tiny planet. This is not a whole lot of tiles to work with. Usually, what, like 20? 13 tiles. It's still better than nothing.
Construction
How many
complete.
tiles do we have over here? Ah, 13 there as well, okay. Well, I'm getting lots of little tiny habitable planets. That'll be sort of helpful. Alright, scientist is done. It's time to go over there. Scientist is done with that one. Time to go over there. You can chain up more than 1, but I usually just, at least early on, just do 1 at a time so I'm getting a good feel of my neighboring solar systems. I should actually, I'm going to tell this guy to go over here, because that one is in my border, so I think I might be able to build on it without expanding my border. Alright, battle group is up to 192.
Construction complete.
Alright. Still want one more research station. Alright, so I am negative energy right now. Because I built so many research stations. It's not the end of the world. I can work with it. Well, let's see. I still have 6 years, so I'm going to build a energy mine here before I continue building my research stations. Oh,
Research
and
complete.
let's just take a look at my planet. See if there's anything I can access I'm not using. So there's some energy right there. I could access that. I could also clear this tile once I have enough resources to access that. 2 resources. Research just finished. Okay, so we just finished researching physics and engineering.
System survey
So
complete.
let's see. Next physics. Let's go some deflectors. That way we can get some shields on my spaceships and robots. Alright, so my people are excited that I've started to find planets that are habitable, and they want me to survey 8 habitable planets. I can accept that. And once I finish it, I'll get some sort of benefit, or I can say no and just get a tiny little bit of influence. I'm going to accept it, because I'm probably going to survey 8 habitable planets eventually anyway. Alright, let's get our robot research going. Habitable, it doesn't have to be green. It can even be red, and it'll still count. Red just means it's, so this one right here has a red planet. What that means is it's habitable, but not really great for my species. So if we look at this, this is an arid planet. My species is used to tropical planets. So right now its habitability is at 20%, which means I can't actually colonize it. I need at least 40%. But I can research some text to increase that habitability, or there is the possibility that I might be able to get another species in my empire if I can ever find any that are not already in space, not already space capable, maybe even pre-sentient, that I can elevate to sentience, and then they'll become members of my empire, and then I can send them here. So that would be useful. Otherwise, robots eventually. Oh, not much on this one. There's a lot of energy. May as well send this guy this way.
Anomaly found.
So I usually only do the anomaly. I usually leave them for now, unless if it's 10% or lower, just because if it's high risk, your scientists might die. I mean, they might not. You might be fine, but I like to play it safe, because if I've got like a level... Did this solar system not get fully... No, it didn't. This solar system didn't get fully... surveyed. I have to fix that. I like to play it safe, because if I have a scientist that's level 5, level 4, or level 3, and they get killed on some stupid anomaly, it's really irritating, because you need those high-level scientists to research high-level anomalies and projects. Also part of the reason why I went with Quick Learner, because they'll level up faster. Ooh, this one has another microsingularity, just like that other system. Let's pop on in here. Boiling planet, molten world, some physics research. Cool. It's too bad I focused on engineering instead of physics.
Anomaly found.
I won't research that. Alright, let's see. Oh, we found an alien civilization in in the early space age. There's satellites. Interesting. So where is that? Let's look at it. We can build an observation post around that once we get it in our borders. Oh, okay, they're occupying a planet that an arid world. Hey, just like the other one. Now, so since they're already sentient, if I just set up an observation post, sure, I can study them and I can maybe elevate them, but if I want them to be part of my empire, I kind of have to conquer them. I think. I don't know. I've never done it to a pre-space age civilization, but you know what? Today's a good day for firsts. So I wanted to be harmony species, but I'm not even sure if I can land armies here. Might be against my. Hold on, let's look at my policies for my society. Oh, I got unrestricted wars. That's useful. Native interference. I'm a xenophile. I don't know if it's gonna let me. Can invade native worlds. Yeah, I can't invade them because I'm a xenophile. Dang, does not have xenophile. All right. Well, we'll still set up a observation post around him. So once he is done, we will send him over there, and hopefully we'll have enough resources by that point to build a some sort of solar or frontier outpost, so they can set up an observation post. And we might actually want to build it in a neighboring solar system, because if we build it in that solar system, once they get to the space age, once they get to interstellar space age, they get their solar system back. So I might want to build it like right here or something instead. I don't want to build it right there because it's just so close to my border already. It's not going to really help me with my territory. I could build it here, but that might be too far away. So I think I'll probably build it there. So let's grab the scientist. It's surveying there, and we'll tell him after he's done there. Survey this solar system. Baldurk.
Construction complete.
Alright, we finished our research, our mission from the leader of my empire. Built all of our research stations. And I wonder if I can build any better ships yet. I don't think I can. Not really. Nope. Nothing that I have gotten past my starting tech. I've never really looked at these starting techs. I think they're different because I could swear I've had to research some of these before. So I wonder if, maybe not. Maybe I'm just imagining things. I was going to say, I wonder if it changes based on what you select, but it doesn't matter. Alright, so we just finished surveying that. I really wish I could invade that planet, but I can't.
Survey complete.
Because of my ethics. Let's see if we can't just reform my government. No, we can't. Alright. That's alright. We'll make him a vassal. We'll make him work for us. Just need to survey this system. We'll build a frontier outpost and an observation post. We should do it quickly though, because they're already in early space age. So who knows how long it'll take before they. I'm sure I can Google it, but I prefer not to. How long to get to interstellar space. I can't build a frontier outpost here. Probably because it's not surveyed. Nope, there's not a lot of stuff to survey there. Just a few things. It shouldn't take long for my science ship. Welcome to my stream. Who joined?
System survey complete.
Let's see. Let me know if you have any questions. I am monitoring the chat.
System survey complete. Anomaly found.
Leave B for now. See, 20%. I like to leave those alone for now because I don't want to lose my scientists early on. It really can slow you down. I really need more energy. I'm losing energy every month, and when I build that frontier outpost, it's just going to get worse. So, let's build a power plant. And let's actually just move someone off of food.
Research complete.
So at least I'm not losing any. Alright. Let's expand our border range. We really need some more planets that we can work with. So starting with 3 planets is going to be tricky. Or 3 solar systems is going to be tricky. Alright, looks like we got enough to unlock another attack. Let's go with longer lifespans for leaders. Let me know if you have any questions. Someone else joined. I don't know who they are. It's not showing me. This is Stellaris Console Edition. It's on the old 1.7 version in comparison to PC, but honestly, this is the version that I learned Stellaris on, so it's kind of nice to go back to it.
Research complete.
The new version is, I mean, it seems pretty cool. It seems like a lot of people like it, but I just haven't gotten the hang of it yet. We're gonna upgrade this to a biolab just because. Oh, looks like we finished another piece of research. Physics. Let's go with cheaper colonies because there are 2 planets here that I'm hoping to colonize soon. Is there a research project on that? Oh yeah. It requires level 3, which I think I have now. Let's do it. Let's go survey some of these other ones. Just so we know what we're going to be getting when we have our frontier outpost set up there. Besides this early space age civ, looks like a yellow planet. That's mediocre habitability. 19. Oh, 19 slots. That might be worth it, even though it's mediocre. See, its habitability is only 60%, so my people won't be quite as happy, but I mean, that's a lot more tiles than I'm getting on the super habitable ones back in my territory. These tiny little 13 tile planets. Don't quite have
System
enough
survey complete.
mineral yet.
Research complete.
You know, I think I'm gonna risk it. Just want to know what all is in this solar system. 20% though. 20% chance that that's gonna fail.
Complete.
All right, let's get some more research and engineering. You know, let's boost our engineering with this engineering facility. Wait, what other options do we have? Yeah, that's good. Almost have enough mineral to build a frontier outpost. I need 200. I'm at 183. Getting 9 every month, so in another couple months
complete.
I'll have enough. Let's see if there's anything I can do to increase my mineral output. Not really. I mean, I guess I could move this guy. Oh, but I want to keep my engineering. Just for now. Move him there. More people will come in, like this one right here. It's developing right now. To fill in those spots. Nope. Hey, we got enough. Alright. Build our frontier outpost. Alright, let's go ahead and continue surveying this. Ah, dang it, they failed. Dang it. That's why I don't usually risk it when it's 20% failure. I mean, they didn't die, but now I have no idea what cool thing I might have just missed out on. That's alright. It's not the end of the world. Sometimes they'll, you'll get notices that civilian transports have detected something on a planet that you already surveyed, and that'll re-trigger the anomaly. I don't know if it's the same anomaly, though, but still. Alright. Let's see. Actually, I am going to take a break here, and I will be back in 10-15 minutes, but I'm going to stop my share for now. Thank you for joining so far. I will be back